Well, now to the scourge of meth. It can destroy people, families, careers, and not long ago, one state had it worse than nearly any other, Montana. And then a billionaire who doesn't even live in Montana full-time decided it was time to do something about it. His approach raised a lot of eyebrows and sent the rate of meth use plummeting. ABC's Bill Weir reports from Montana.
The sun slips away in Big Sky Country, and John Stevens gears up.
Let me see your hands. Put your hands up there.
His drug task force will make the occasional pot bust, find cocaine here or there, but most working hours, most waking hours are spent chasing methamphetamine.
See your hands.
The psychostimulant that once kept Nazi pilots alert in battle arrived here as a weight loss aid, trucker stimulant, and party drug, and it has spread to every corner of the state.
In my career, I've gone from age 12 to age 72. I've gone from the poor kid that lives in the housing project, but I've also gone to nurses, RNs. We've got dope out of the emergency room, had nurses deliver it to us.
What's it feel like to be on meth?
I like to compare it almost to like a roller coaster. That anxiety you get when you're going up the hill, and as you get to the top, that rush that you get as you go over.
Maybe you're writing, and I wrote a lot, and it was like the best writing I have ever done in my life. And you feel like God.
Marcy Brakefield and Lee McCaffrey were high school sophomores when friends introduced them to meth. Polly was a mother of 3 from a prominent Great Falls family.
I don't like needles, and she said, "Don't look." And she tied my arm off with the cord to a hairdryer and shot me up.
And it was the greatest sensation you had ever experienced.
Yep, it makes you feel 10 foot tall and bulletproof. And I mean, I know everybody says that, but that's the way it makes you feel. I lost 3 kids, my house, 10 acres of land, the respect and love of my family.
With the right chemicals, anyone can cook it. So for years, cheap, homebrewed meth filled a constant craving that spread across rural America. Since new laws crack down on ingredients like Sudafed, there are fewer mom-and-pop labs, but the more expensive Mexican variety still flows in. A meth habit will cost a hardcore tweaker $300 a day, and it costs the state $100 million a year. 80% of the inmates in Montana jails and half the kids in foster care are there because of meth. Does it feel like some nights that you're trying to empty the ocean with a coffee cup?
Oh, yeah. I'm not Superman. I say I don't take it home with me, or and some nights you just go home shaking your head. If you think this task force is going to solve the problem, then you got something, you're wrong.
A couple years ago, Stevens was describing these frustrations to a fishing buddy named Tom Siebel, and their chat inspired an idea. With no way to stem the supply, why not try to freeze the demand?
We thought that if people were well informed about the attributes of this product, that they would make a better informed product consumption decision and choose not to consume it.
Tom Siebel made $1 billion designing software and understanding consumers. If meth is a product, Siebel reasoned, why not market the horrors of that product to every kid in the state?
What we're using, tried, tested, and proven consumer marketing technologies to unsell a product.
After asking 1,200 teens what sort of message would be most effective, his team created some of the most graphic images in the history of American advertising.
I love my boyfriend. We've been together since like 8th grade. He's my best friend. He takes care of me.
That is just one in a series.
I'm really tight with my friends.
And they are all equally hard.
We do everything together. They look out for me.
A far cry from the government's "This is your brain on drugs" campaign of years ago.
Any questions?
And unlike the government, Siebel was not content to let stations air these spots in the wee-hour wasteland normally reserved for public service announcements.
All right, I'm not gonna be like that guy.
So he spent millions saturating Montana. Primetime TV,
I'm only gonna do math ones.
radio, print, and billboards. How many of you have seen these anti-meth ads? They're everywhere. After 2 years, the feedback is coming in, and the success is remarkable.
I never knew about meth that much up until the campaigns come out.
Yeah.
Because then you kind of realize it more, you see it a lot, and you decide to look into it.
96% of kids say they've now discussed meth with a parent. There's been a 70% drop in positive workplace tests. And while abuse in neighboring states continues to rise, teen use here is down by almost half.
Just once.
Stephen's team tells me they're noticing subtle changes. This couple is caught dealing prescription painkillers, but no meth. She says she quit. Why'd you stop?
Because I didn't like myself.
But this informant gives less credit to self-loathing dealers and more to dwindling demand among teens.
If you go to a party, what are the chances are that you could find it if you wanted it?
Like, seriously, I haven't hardly seen it since I've been back, and I mean it.
Until we started running these ads, people were in denial. People would say, we don't have that. That's the kind of thing they have in Denver or Minneapolis.
If Siebel has his way, these ads will be seen in Denver and Minneapolis and everywhere else. He recently touted the project's success on Capitol Hill. And while the government would never dare create ads like this, they are promising to help fund the campaign as it spreads to 10 other states.
You did it.
Oh, this is yours.
And Siebel believes that this technique could work with other drugs.
If the drug has real negative attributes that can be credibly communicated, I think a campaign like this is going to reduce use of those drugs.
If we cannot stop a generation from doing this, I'm going to be doing this. You know, my kids, if they're cops, are going to be doing this. I mean, we got to stop it somewhere, and stopping that generation is the way to do it.
Now, all I do is meth.
For Nightline, Bill Weir in Missoula, Montana.
And just a few weeks ago, the White House Office of National Drug Control Policy began running those ads from Montana in 8 other states, from Alaska to Illinois. Looks like they work.